Okay, so I've got these lovely, again, I've got these lovely little people who we have for our sharing at Bowden, because I'm up in the community centre at Bowden. And when we have our sharings, our meetings, we have this lovely circle of people with a candle in. So you probably can't see the candle that well, but it's there. Okay, so let's start in a comfortable seated position. I'm going to do quite a gentle class, but it will be a, last time was quite a slow, real kind of that slow warm up. So, but this time will be just, a little bit, I think it will be a bit, we'll move, on a bit faster, but I'll make sure it's slow. Hope everyone's feeling good. Okay, so start in your comfortable seat. As we've done before, and just find anything, you can come into kneeling, so don't forget that you don't have to sit in cross-legged, and don't forget about any cushions or anything you might have. Today, I think I said this before, today we might need a strap because we're going to play around with our hamstrings a little bit, stretching our legs and things. So if you have, should have said that before this kerfuffle, so if you have anything like a scarf or a belt or something, that'd be great. Okay, let's start with our centering, bringing yourself into your body. So whatever's been happening for you, obviously I've been kind of running around and doing all technical things, so for me it's really important this point of the practice is it's almost like all the thoughts and actions are all kind of out there, and it feels that our energy, or in my case my energy, is kind of like externalizing. And so start to bring in your energy and begin to feel how it centers in your body. And your heart center might be the place that you feel your heart chakra area. There might be the area that it kind of enters into. Depending on how you are today, it might feel like your solar plexus area, but quite often for me it feels like it comes down to my heart area, which is around my lungs. And begin by deepening the breath. So on every inhale, you're lifting gently from the crown of the head. Remember to soften as you lift. And on every exhale, there's a gentle relaxation with your shoulders and your face muscles and your arms. Your spine will still be lovely and straight, lifting, gently lifting from the crown of the head. Inhale, lengthening, and exhale, softening. Inhale, the whole torso area will be expanding from chest, rib cage, belly. And on every exhale, there'll be a softening back towards your spine. Inhale, gently lifting, lengthening. Feeling the golden thread from the crown of your head, just guiding you upwards. Exhale, softening your shoulders, softening your face. Inhale, gently lengthen. Exhale, soften. Let's begin. Breathing in. Oh. And then either with your eyes closed or with a soft eye gaze, having a gentle look over to your left, exhaling, inhaling forward, and then exhaling over to the right. So we're just moving maybe about 3 times on each side, exhaling as we move the neck, stretching over to one side, inhale forward and exhale to the other side. So very gentle, very considered. So we're just, without attaching our mind too much to what's happening, we're still kind of like taking gentle, considered movements. And then inhale, bringing the head back to center. We'll have a look over, have a little movement over to the side. So exhale, the ear towards the shoulder. Inhale up and exhale over. Inhale up. So again, 3 times, inhaling up and exhale over. You're just being very, very gentle with the side of your neck, the muscle down that side of the neck. Okay, so we're taking our 3 neck rotations on either side. So looking down, inhale up, careful with the back of the neck, making sure you don't crunch back too much, and then exhale down. Inhale over and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So it's a really lovely, lovely way. Now we're going the other direction. A lovely way of inhale up and exhale over, of gently giving some movement into the body. Is really, to start with your neck is such a lovely way, because quite often if we come into stronger asana and we haven't mobilized our joints, so especially the delicate ones around the neck and the shoulders and areas that we get tense quite often. And if you haven't done your third, I can't remember if I have or not, because I've been chatting, then coming down your third and then up. So it really helps, because if you do stronger postures, you can really tense your neck and your shoulder area. So as we move to the shoulders now, making sure that we look after the neck, so we're keeping our neck lovely and loose. Nice and strong, but loose. Okay, so lifting up the shoulders, exhale down. Relaxing the neck. Inhale up, exhale down. Hope you can hear the lovely birds. I'm enjoying that. Outside, the weather's suddenly become all summery again, and the birds are having a field day. So exhale down. Okay, and so then we're going to bring in our rotations. I don't know. Oh, wow, I must have slept funny on my shoulders, or too much computer work yesterday. I've turned into a very helpful person for other people's social media. I end up being too much mine and others. It's quite too much time on the computer. So really enjoy this stretch of your neck, rotating, lovely. And then backwards, feeling any clicky bits? Lovely, great. And then relaxing. And remember, because we've been sitting for a while, if you ever need to get up and change your position or put a blanket underneath or anything like that, please do. So we're going to do a little bit more on our shoulders. Okay, so reaching out the right hand, and then we'll bring it into the nook here of the left elbow. And we're stretching, so we're stretching all across here. So right from your shoulder blades or the muscles around there, we're stretching out your shoulders like this. Takes a few deep breaths, remembering to keep the shoulder nice and relaxed. And neck. You just like, you can just move the neck. You can have a little look over the other side if you wish to, even. And then release down and the other way. So the left arm into the right elbow. Lovely, strong, deep breaths. Feeling the beautiful stretch, keeping your shoulder relaxed away from your ears. And then release down, shaking out. You're shaking out your arms above. When you have your arms above, to make sure you don't hurt your lower back, keeping your abdominal muscles secure, lifting up your pelvic floor. Run over to the side. Just shaking up the front. Over to the side again. Up above again. And then stretching up into Prana Mudra. Taking 3 breaths. And we're going to go over to the side. So left hand down and right hand over, stretching the side of the body. Inhale up, exhale over. Take an extra breath here. Inhale up, exhale over. Inhale up, exhale over. Oh, it feels so good. I didn't have time to kind of do my usually before teaching a yoga class, I'll do my own yoga, but it's very noticeable that I haven't. So hopefully you're enjoying the stretch as much as me. Inhale up, exhale over. One more time over to the right side. Exhale over and then bringing yourself up and then hands down to the heart. And we're going to come into a twist. So placing the left hand behind, bringing the right hand up, right hand on left knee. Inhale, lengthening, exhale, gently moving into the twist. Let's take a few breaths here because it's so lovely just to be in the twist. So remembering we're lengthening on your inhale and softening more into the twist on the exhale. Just without forcing, so making sure that you're just gently softening and guiding yourself more into the twist, but without feeling like you've kind of like that you're, without feeling like you are kind of forcing yourself in any way. And then bring yourself back to center. Placing the right hand behind, left hand up, left hand on right knee. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, softening into the twist. So again, we're going to take a few breaths here. So really enjoy this twist. So enjoy, I'm presuming it's the first twist of the day for everyone. So just having a lovely moment of enjoyment. This wonderful way of moving our spine. So the spine can move in all sorts of ways, and twisting is one very clever way. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, back to the center. Okay, wonderful. So let's release out the legs. We'll put the hands behind and just move the knees from side to side. So my friend Monica calls this beachasana, like you're lying on the beach. I'm going to do that later. Just moving because we've been sitting for quite a long time. So always look after yourself if you're sitting for that long, because it's actually quite a lot for some people, for a lot of people. Okay, so we're going to come into fire log pose. So this, I realise I probably got my, I don't know if you can see me well enough, but fire log pose is, it may or may not work for you. So you might just come in cross-legged or in half lotus or something like that. But if you can, you've got the left shin is parallel with your mat, and then the right shin and the right leg sits on top. So it's almost like you've got your ankle is resting on the knee, so it's quite straight. I think I'm blending into the mat a bit too much, maybe. So hopefully you can see me okay. So this is a great, it's almost like a seated pigeon. It really stretches the glute muscles like pigeon does. So the right leg on the right side, your glute muscles will stretch. So inhale, lifting through the crown of the head, and exhale. We're just going to walk out as far as you can go. So you're just going to walk, you're just resting on your forearms, seeing how far you can go down. Taking lovely deep breaths. And if you can come, if you're someone who's quite flexible and you can come all the way down, it'll be a stronger stretch. And if you need to, and if you want to rest, you can place your fists on top of each other and rest on your head. And then gently moving yourself back up. And then we'll change the cross of the legs so that the right one is underneath and the left one is on top, or whichever way around you did it, the opposite. So this will be a nice stretch on your left glutes. So lifting and then bringing the hands in front and then coming forward. So remembering, if you're able to do it, remembering that your shins are parallel with the mat. So that increases the stretch. But if you can't, that's fine as well. It will just be a slightly less stretch, maybe, depending on your body. Lovely deep breaths. Remember, mainly in yoga, we breathe through the nose. So in through the nose, out through the nose. But actually, if you want to breathe through your mouth as well, that's totally fine, especially in these warm-up exercises. Because some of them are similar to Pilates, and Pilates it's through the mouth. So yeah, come down as far as you feel like you can come down without hurting your body or your lower back, especially. You've got to be careful with your lower back. And then when you're ready, gently moving back up. Nice. I love that one. Okay, let's find ourselves into cat. Like, I don't know. I have taught yoga class about cat. I definitely have. But it feels like I always do cat. Okay, by now, your old hands, you know about cat, Majorasana. So knees and hips in alignment, hands and shoulders are in alignment. And we'll start by, let's start by flowing cat. That's quite nice. So we're kind of like inhaling up, exhaling down back towards your knees, so that you're coming into child, and then scooping up on the inhale, and then lifting up your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor. Exhale back, inhale, scooping, exhale, lifting up back towards the ceiling, pelvic floor, tummy muscles. Inhale, coming forward. So you're basically going in a lovely rotation. It's a fantastic way of warming up your body, getting your body ready for the day. Oh, so good. Inhale. Exhale. Perfect opportunity for pelvic floor exercises. Lifting up. Strengthen your pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Then exhaling, let's come into the cat flexions and extensions just as we are. Have a little go. So remembering as you exhale, you're lifting up your tummy muscles, abdominal muscles, and the muscles in your pelvic floor. And then begin to bring the movement back to center. If you need to come down and give your wrists a bit of a circle out, and we'll come into our own flowing movement. So I'm moving my hips from side to side. So if you feel like doing that, do that. If you feel like moving any other area, you can as well. You can bring in any areas that really feel like you want a movement, like where you want to move. Really enjoy this. Enjoy your body and enjoy however you're moving. So you're swaying from side to side. And then placing, you can still move while doing this if you want, otherwise come still, and placing the hands wide in front of you and bring yourself back into child. And you can have your knees slightly apart. Hopefully you can still hear me. Your knees slightly apart just to make room for your belly and your chest. And have a little rest back in child. If your knees hurt or anything, you can put a blanket under here with child. If it kind of like it's too much pressure on the back of the knees, that sometimes happens, or underneath your knees. And we'll come into a side stretch. And then bringing your hands back to center. And then over to the other side. And then bring the hands back to center. And we'll lift up, coming up onto the knees, holding the hands where they are, putting your emphasis on the thumb and the forefinger, and then lifting up into a not even half downward dog. So we're just going to hover. So only do this. Anyone who's menstruating or just feeling a bit weaker today, please don't do this. If it just feels too much. But anyone who feels like it's okay, you can just hover. You're just doing this strong hover. So that means you're lifting pelvic floor and abdominal muscles. And you're keeping your shoulders away from your ears and nice, strong arms. And then coming into half downward dog. That means you've still got bent knees. You're moving your chest back towards your knees. Taking a couple of breaths here in half downward dog. And then lifting up onto tiptoes into an acute dog. So lovely, strong tiptoes. Holding yourself there. Hopefully your arms are lovely. Hope your arms are nice and strong and you're not hurting your wrists at all. If you've got anyone who's with sore wrists, that can be a bit much in downward dog, so please come down. And then bringing your heels back towards the mat. So in my favourite way, we can have a little pad out, a little walk out in downward dog. So walking the dog. So it's a lovely way of stretching out the back of your legs, your calves, mainly. And you can even take your left foot and place it behind your calf, and you can do sometimes it's quite fun to do like just one leg, just see how you are. It might not work for you at all. And if you need to come down and come up into child and then back into downward dog, please do that. So you don't have to stay here. It's not an endurance test. I think I said that last time, although probably cut out last time. You probably didn't hear that. Okay, so and the right foot on the calf, the left calf, and having a little play around. Remember to keep your tummy muscles lovely and strong. And we'll do our walking out. So we're going to gently walk towards the hands and hang. So, love it. I love Uttanasana.
This is the forward fold. And we can have a little look at our feet. So your outside edges of your feet are in line with the mat. You're slightly pigeon-toed. And you can try and have a look at lifting up your toes and placing them down. So you're all kind of ready for standing. So you're kind of like getting to know your feet a little bit. You can take hold of your elbows and just have a little swing. Maybe you can swing from side to side by bending your knee. That you bend the opposite knee to the way you're swinging. Bending down like this. And then releasing the arms. Have a lovely bob. And then let's gently, slowly bring ourselves so that we're coming up into standing. So your neck will be the last to come up. You can come as slowly as you like. You don't need to come up as fast as me, or you can take a little bit longer. And you're in Tadasana, the mountain posture, once you're up. And your feet will still be hip width apart with your outside edges of the feet parallel with the mat. So it will all be all ready for you. And then you can stay at the top of your mat if you wish. And I'm just going to move here so I can see you, or you can see me. And finding yourself in this standing posture, maybe put one hand on your belly and one hand on the heart, and we're in mountain. So start in mountain to gently sway from side to side. So you're just swaying as, just enough to really find your balance. So you can feel when you're going off balance, but you'll notice with your hand on your belly that your abdominal muscles are really engaging when you do that. So we don't want our back to take all the strain. We want our abdominal muscles to engage, all those inner core muscles, those inner muscles that are part of our amazing band of strength that goes around the middle of our body that holds us together and holds our organs in and everything. And then moving forward and moving backwards. So it's nice to do this with your eyes closed, actually. You could have a soft eye gaze, that's fine. But if you're able to, eyes closed is fantastic. And we'll start to move. Maybe if you open your eyes, we're starting to lift up our heels one at a time and just move in a kind of like a walking way with the arms going gently, flowing from side to side. Just walking. So it's just a great way of slightly balancing and feeling the internal muscles gently walking out. Just feel those internal muscles, like as you're walking, you can feel them strengthening. And then bringing the feet back to stillness, and then gently lifting up onto tiptoes. Exhale down. Inhale up. Really remembering your tummy muscles, your pelvic floor. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Oh, keeping the ankles steady. It's easy to go off. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale. Fantastic. Okay. So opt out of any standing if it's feeling too much for you this morning. I know one of you is feeling a little bit like needing really gentle yoga. So if it's too much, just come back onto the mat and do some like
gentle rocking or anything like that if standing's too much. So let's come into tree. I can't remember if we did this last time. Maybe we did actually. But bringing your foot in so that you're just in it, your foot is at the ankle. Otherwise, you can bring it to the calf or right up here. So see how as if it goes in kind of at to the groin area. And bring the hands to the heart center. Lots of lovely deep breaths. So keeping your focus, your drishti, your eye gaze will help you stay balanced, and remembering to engage your muscles, your abdominal muscles will really help as well. And then bringing the hands above the head into Prana Mudra. And the hands over the head and then down through the centers back to the heart. And releasing down. That's lovely. Fantastic. Great. Okay, so we got the left foot. So remember, it can be down at the ankle, the calf, or right up into your groin area. So you're really planting your right leg now. So it's like you're planting it like it's the trunk of the tree, and bring the hands to the heart. Remember, wherever your left leg is, it really is, it's just feeling the kind of integrity of being the tree, being like solid like a tree. So it doesn't really matter where your leg is. It's just about being solid and strong. And then lifting the hands above the head in Prana Mudra. And above the head. Lovely deep breaths. And the hands above the head. Down to the centers, down to the heart. And releasing down. Wonderful. Okay, so releasing out your legs, and you can give them a little shake out, and we can just have a little moment in swinging and twisting. So yeah, just whatever it feels to you to kind of like, it feels like you need to do first, just to kind of release out from kind of a strong a standing balance. We can have, and then come into swinging and twisting. So we've got the feet a shoulder width apart, and we're just going to give ourselves a gentle twist from side to side. So using the breath, waking up your body with a patting the sides. Oh, so nice. You can imagine your hands have kind of got a little bit of a weight on them, so they're feeling kind of quite heavy as you swing them, and it helps your shoulders relax down, and it feels heavy on the shoulders. And then begin to reduce the movement gently, a little bit, and then coming back to stillness. Okay, fab. Okay, so we'll bring ourselves into Warrior 2. Let's have a little play around in Warrior 2. So remember that the left foot is a little clipped in a tiny bit, just like 15 degrees or something, and the right foot is in line with the arch. That the heel is in line with the arch of the left foot. You can lift up your toes and gently place them down, and then your knee is over the ankle. So lifting up pelvic floor, then bringing the hands parallel to the mat. Take some nice, deep, long breaths with your arms parallel to the mat. Have a little look over the right hand. Then turning around the right hand, we'll bring ourselves back into peaceful warrior. And you can actually bring your face, so you can bring your head, so that you're looking up into your forearm. And then bringing the hand behind, opening up the chest and coming forward into humble warrior. So what we're doing is we're clasping, it's got a nice clasp here, we're clasping behind our back and coming down into humble warrior. So that means your chest is going the inside of your right leg. And you're lifting up. Remember to lift up your belly and pelvic floor. It really helps because as women, I think we're all women here. I'm pretty sure it's just a few of us from the original gang. Remembering that you're lifting up. As women, we don't have a secure package. So it's important for us to keep contain our area. So that area, our base area. Our Mula Bandha, which is our root lock. It's very important. Okay, so bringing yourself back up, hands on the hips, turn to face forward, and you can bend the knees slightly. And of course, if you have any blocks or anything like that, you can use these if you want to. And we're going to come into the wide leg forward fold. So some people like to do it really wide. So see how it is for you. You might not want to go that wide. And if you do have any blocks or books or anything, I should have mentioned this first. You can use your blocks. Otherwise, you can just bring your hands down onto the mat and give yourself a lovely, lovely stretch of your inner thighs and the backs of your legs. If you're finding that you can't go, like it's just too far and you can't go onto the mat, you can actually just hang, but make sure you're protecting your lower back. But to be honest, if you're finding that, it's really good to use blocks or books or anything that can support you, because you just don't want to be too much pressure on your lower back if it's having to be sitting at a right angle like that. And if you can get your head on the mat, that's a pretty good feat. But do be careful, because it means you might be stretching your inner legs too much, your inner thighs too much. Okay, so bring yourself back up. But with the way you do this is you put your hands on your hips, bend the knees, hold in your tummy muscles, and then bring yourself back up. Let's do one more of these. And we'll have the hands stretched out, and then we'll clasp behind. So you're doing your clasp behind, open up the chest, bringing yourself hands, and then allowing your hands to fall back over the top of your head. So it'll feel like they're just kind of like falling back and you're stretching out your shoulders. So remember, just keep remembering. I'm going to keep reminding you, by the way, it's going to get really boring, but keep remembering your pelvic floor, your Mula Bandha, and lifting up your Uddiyana Bandha area, which is your abdomen area. Your diaphragm actually is Uddiyana Bandha. So, but you kind of like flying that whole area up. So you're really keeping yourself contained. I hope you can hear me okay, because my head's not facing the microphone. And then bring the hands back to the hips and bring yourself back up. Fantastic. You're up. And then we'll turn. If you need a break, please take a break. If you're still okay, you turn your left foot out. So you're facing towards your left foot. Your knee over ankle. Your ankle is in line with your instep of the left foot slightly in, warrior two. That's fantastic, great. So arms parallel with the mat, looking out over your left arm. Taking some nice deep breaths, lifting up your whole root area. Nice strong breaths, opening up this knee. It's great. So you're really opening yourself up. And remembering, if this is too much for you, please opt out if it's too much this morning. Turning your left hand over and then coming back into peaceful warrior. You can look up towards your upper arm. If you feel comfortable, it's okay to do that. Lovely deep breaths, and then bringing your hands back here. Oh, what's just happened? Something silly's just happened. Okay, get rid of that. Sorry. Something silly happened on my computer. Okay. So here, hold the clasping. And so bring yourself, opening up your chest and exhale forward. Remember, your chest is coming down inside your knee. So it's a lovely stretch of your buttocks, kind of your glute muscles area, that kind of area on your right leg. Taking a few breaths here. Lifting up pelvic floor and then bring yourself back up. Fantastic. Okay, and then coming forward, bringing the feet together. And we will just gently bring ourselves down onto the mat. Oh, well done, everyone who's still here and going for it and being supportive of my weird technical problems. I just think my computer suddenly decided to open loads of apps or something. I don't know what's happened. Okay, so I'm just gonna blame the eclipses for this last 3 yoga classes. My mum does, so I may as well. Okay, so the feet are together. I could blame Mercury retrograde as well. That's a good one. Okay, so the feet are together. You can open up like a book, and we're coming into a Tadasana, one of my faves. So either your feet are close together and you're coming forward and you have a lovely, strong inner thigh stretch close to your groin, or you're going to have it slightly further out if that feels too intense, and that will be a more of a stretch on your lumbar area. So inhaling through the crown of the head and exhaling, folding forward. Because I'm got my feet a bit further away, because I want to stretch, because of where I would like to stretch, I can go a bit further forward. But it really doesn't make any difference. It's not about how far forward you can go. They're very different stretches if you have the legs close or the legs further away. Exhale, remembering, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, softening. So you can really move if you're doing this. So there's a flow and the movement follows the breath. So your head is going to gently nestle into your feet or not. So you might be up here. That's great, depending on where you are. But it might be that you nestle into your feet. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bringing yourself back up. Fantastic. Great, that's a nice stretch. Okay, so let's bring ourselves down onto the mat. And we can just take a moment here. So we're in semi-supine, which means your knees are facing the ceiling. We're not in full supine like Shavasana. And let's just start by having a counter stretch from our forward folds and things, and bring the knees in and rock from side to side. Taking hold of the knees and moving the knees in circles. So the knees are coming together and then they're going further away, and then they're coming together and they're going further away. So with the breath, you're moving in rotations. And then the other way. So massaging out your back. Lovely deep breaths. You're not needing to engage too much. You know, the great thing is I'm going to stop bleating on about the pelvic floor and all of that kind of stuff as we just, well, I probably won't just yet, but you know, in lots of these we can just relax a little bit and bring the knees in and then placing the feet down. We got our hands by a side and then gently rocking the pelvis. So this is, I wish you could see me better. One day you'll be able to see me beautifully with my new lights I'm going to make. I'm making lights, and my new camera and all that. But and when we have fibre optic broadband, will that ever happen? But hopefully you can see me enough just to see that I'm just tilting my coccyx and my sacrum. So all I'm doing is exhaling, lifting up my coccyx and my sacrum. So you're just literally lifting your pelvis up a tiny bit off the mat. As women, that's a lot easier generally. Taking a breath in and exhale down. Inhale up, lifting pelvic floor, coccyx, sacrum. Exhale down. Your knees are hip width apart. So if you're noticing they're kind of wanting to stay or shaking out, it's just because it's quite a strain. It can be like a bit of a strain and you can open up your knees. But it's all about strengthening your core muscles. As soon as you get your core muscles strengthened, that will stop happening. But I often put a ball in between people's knees, and I used to do that all the time. So exhale, tilting up, inhale, and then exhale down. So we're taking the inhale in preparation. Inhale, exhale up, a little bit further. Let's go up to the lumbar now. So we're lifting up our big vertebrae at the base of the spine, just our lumbar spine. Inhale, then exhale down. So it's actually very slow. Because we're taking the inhale to prepare each time, it's very slow. Inhale, exhale, lifting up, and we're going to come up to the thoracic. So up to your shoulder blades. So thoracic is the middle part of your spine. Slightly smaller vertebrae. Take a breath in. Exhale down. One vertebrae at a time. So feel like you're placing just one intricate bone in your spine at a time onto the mat and relaxing back into neutral. Take a breath in, then exhale all the way up. So you're peeling your vertebrae up off the mat. Now we're going to come up onto our cervical spine. So that's up onto your shoulders. So it's basically your neck area. So you'll have a lovely lordosis in your neck. So you won't be resting on your neck. But you'll be up into the bridge posture. And inhale and exhale. Gently, gently down. Let's go up one more time into bridge and we'll hold it. So take a breath in. Exhale. So you're up, and now you can clasp your hands underneath if you fancy. If you happen to have blocks, you can place them any which way under, and just however's comfortable for you to do that. I've got them really high, like this, which is probably too high, but it feels quite nice actually. And take a few breaths, either with your blocks underneath, bricks, whatever underneath, or holding, clasping. Remember to keep your knees so that they're hip width apart, they're not kind of wide out. We're protecting our lower back, protecting your hips. Take a deep breath in, release the hands or release the blocks, and then gently
bringing your spine back down, one vertebra at a time, back into neutral, and bringing the knees back up to your chest and rock from side to side. And then placing the knees down. Now, as promised, I mustn't forget this because I did promise it, didn't I? If you've got a strap, but if you don't, it doesn't matter because you can actually use your your arms and stuff like this anyway, so it's fine. Don't worry if you haven't got a strap. If you have got a strap, this is strap time. Bring your knee into your chest. So you're flexing both your feet. So this is a bit of it's a nice strong stretch of your legs. I'm very close to the wall, so it might be difficult for me. But hopefully you've got some room. Lovely deep breaths as you exhale your knee into the chest. Inhale, you can allow it to just move away slightly. Exhale in. Inhale. Exhale. And then bringing your strap over your foot, lifting your foot up so that you've got a lovely straight leg. And begin to bring the foot in towards you. Exhale. Inhale, allow it to move back a little bit. And exhale in towards you. So it's if you need to bend your other leg, that's fine. So if it's too strong, bend your other leg. There'll be points in this where you won't be able to have it bent. But if it's too much, you can. And remember that you can just do this if you haven't got a strap. Or you can lift up here. See how that is? It's totally fine. Straps they're just kind of quite nice because you can just relax your shoulders a little bit. Okay, we're going to take, if you've got a strap, we're going to take it into your right hand and place your left hand onto your hip. And you're going to bring your leg out. So if you can, you're coming out, excuse me, because I've got a wall here, this is silly. And you can bring your foot right out and you're opening up. So this is Pajva, Hasta Padangustasana, whatever it is. Yeah, that one. Supta, which is lying down. So Pajva means sideways or opening sideways. And Supta means reclining. And Hasta's hand, and Padangusta is your big toe. So hand to big toe. You don't need to do that. Okay, so opening, lovely, nice, deep breaths. And then bringing the leg back to center. And then taking the strap in the other hand if you have the strap. So if you don't have the strap, do you know that you'd of course be using your hand. You can always use your hand. And if you don't have, and so bring yourself over into the Parivrtta. And Parivrtta means revolving. So it's when you go over to the side. And so if you don't have that, you can just allow gravity to do its thing and you can just place your hand on your hip. And if it's too much and too strong, you need to stop it a bit and place your hand to stop your foot going down too far if it feels just really too much. So you really just can come into a nice, whatever twist is right for you, but it's a strong twist, remember. And it'll be strong on your hip. And look out over your outstretched hand. And then bringing the leg back to center. Exhaling the leg towards you. Releasing the strap and bringing the two legs together so that although you're in Shavasana for a moment, in relaxation for a moment. And feel the length of your right leg. Feels really long in comparison for me. Okay, let's take the other side. So either to begin with, you can bend your right leg if you want to, but otherwise you keep it straight and the leg flexed. The foot flexed.
flex your left leg. Oh, it's nice. Strong leg stretch. If you're finding your shoulders get really tight doing this, try and relax as much as possible. And some people, I didn't say this before, some people need a blanket under their head, of course. So just modify however you need to, depending on your spine, your back. So exhaling, leg towards you. Inhale, you just allow it going back a little bit. So it's a nice hamstring stretch. And from here, from our hamstring stretch, we're going to do our Pajva. So Pajva or Supta, or Pajva Supta, Pasta Padankustasana, or whatever it is. So opening up the leg. So remember, you can be using your, just resting your hand on your thigh, or stopping your leg going so far down. So to stop your leg going too far down as well, remember to place your right hand on the right hip. So you're really not move. Your hips are staying on the mat. So you're keeping your hips on the mat. You're keeping your right leg as straight as possible. Flex foot. Opening up. Basically, the main thing is with all these postures, you're keeping integrity. So we don't want to become so flexible or just so kind of, if we're not feeling very flexible, our body's not very flexible, or like so kind of distorted in it, that we're actually causing ourselves some harm. And over flexibility is a bit too much as well. So we've got to be careful of our ligaments, careful of our alignment, making sure that we're just going as far as is comfortable for our bodies, and that it's the right amount for our bodies. It's so individual. Okay, exhale, the leg back up, and then coming into Parivrtta. I'm going to scooch over. So the twist. So the hand, your left hand goes out, and you can look out over the left hand, and then the right hand. Oh, it's nice with this wall now. I can twist with the wall there. You can have a look over your left hand. Nice and relaxed. Have a little sleep. So remember that if you haven't got a strap, you're holding your leg, either encouraging it down or kind of stopping it from going down too far if it's too much for you. In this case, you can't keep your straight leg straight. Your straight leg has to be on its side. So don't feel like you've got to like somehow keep your straight leg, your under the leg underneath your right leg straight. It's just it's got to relax in this one. There's no flexing needed, really. Oh, I love that. Okay, then bringing your leg back up, taking a few deep stretches of your legs. Ooh, just patting your bum. Always good. You didn't do that on the other side. And then exhale down, and just feeling into relaxing with both your legs stretched out. And either rest here and come into Shavasana in this way, so you actually can just, this could be it. Or if you feel like you need to, bring your knees back into the chest and come up into like happy baby or something and have a little rock around. It's whatever because right now for me, it feels nice just to lie and relax. But you might really just need to do something, depending on how your body is, just to stretch out. Happy baby's a nice one. And knee hugs. Oh, rock out your back. And then stretch out into Shavasana. Now it's lovely and warm where I am, so I don't need any blanket or anything like that. But if you do, grab yourself a blanket. You might even have something you can put over your eyes. And just completely relax in Shavasana, the corpse posture. So
you are invited to completely and totally relax where you are on your mat, with your eyes closed. And I'll bring myself back up to seated so that I can guide you. And you're invited to really notice a deep relaxation moving from right at the top of the head. There's a deep relaxation. Right at your brow, your third eye area. Moving all around your eyes and all around the back of your head. Deeply relaxed. Feeling heavy, held by the mat. Feeling the deep relaxation moving down to your cheekbones, all around your jaw. Soft and relaxed. Feeling this gentle, relaxation and softness around your throat and your neck, as your breath begins to move back to fall back to a natural breathing pattern. Soft and relaxed neck, complete relaxation. Bringing the relaxation to your shoulders, all around the back of your shoulders, your upper back, shoulder blades, and around your chest, your clavicle. Feeling your deeply relaxed chest resting on the back of your deeply relaxed shoulder blades. Feeling yourself resting, held by the mat. This area is held. Feeling your relaxation move down to your heart. Lower down in your chest and around your rib cage. Feeling the front of your chest, your heart area and your rib cage resting delicately and heavily on the back of your body. And that area of the spine, back of the rib cage. Feeling a deep relaxation move down to your belly, your lower back. There's a softness as your belly sits, heavy and held, completely supported. And your lower back, which is heavy and held, completely supported by the gravity, by resting on your mat. And all around your hips, this amazing area of the body, your sacrum,
all around that sacroiliac joint and the whole pelvic girdle. Soft, relaxed, deeply held, completely accepted. And bringing your awareness to your limbs, your arms and your legs. Feeling total relaxation run from your shoulders right down your upper arm, your lower arm, right into your fingers, the palms of your hands. Feeling the relaxation rest in the palms of your hands. Like a beautiful, soft, warm presence resting in the palms of your hands. Deeply relaxed. Your arms are heavy on the mat, held by the mat. And your legs, feeling them heavy, held and relaxed. Feeling from the pelvic girdle, from your root area, feeling the relaxation moving down your upper legs, your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, your shins and your calves. Right down your feet, tops of your feet, your toes, relaxed, soft toes. And feeling the gentle presence of relaxation resting in the soles of your feet, nestling in the arches. This deep softness, this deep and welcoming permission to completely be, to totally and completely relax. Your whole body is relaxed. Your whole body is held and supported. Supported by the mat, by the earth beneath the mat. Your whole body is relaxed. Feeling this deep relaxation. Encourage your body to reintegrate your parasympathetic nervous system, where your body calms down, your nervous system relaxes. Fundamentally important. Now, if you feel ready, gently move onto your right hand side, or the side of your body, whichever way is best for you. After waking up, just take time. So if you're not ready to move over to your side yet, that's fine. You can just gently wake up your fingers and your toes. Move your head from side to side. And eventually move onto your side and bring yourself back into a seated position when you're ready. So if you wish to, you could be still lying down, and you could decide to just take this time to relax further. If you're seated up, then you can bring your hands to the heart center with your eyes closed or a soft eye gaze. And with your breath, gently relax and release your shoulders. And with the hands at our heart center, we'll close the practice together by chanting the Om vibration 3 times, finishing with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Breathing in. Oh, sorry, my chanting voice had suddenly gone. Breathing in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bring the hands up to Namaste and open them up to Prana Mudra above the head. Taking 3 deep, life-affirming breaths, waking up. Then the hands above the head in Namaste and through the centers, Sahasrara at the crown, Ajna at the third eye, Vishuddhi at the throat, and Anahata at the heart center. Namaste. And thank you for joining me above all else. Thank you so much for sticking with it. I'm going to be doing it again next week. And as I said, hopefully with better equipment and with hopefully a stronger awareness of where our internet source comes from. Thank you so much, and it's been so lovely to see you. Thank you, Tammy and Eve. I think Fiona had to go because I think she's going to the beach. So yeah, we had a couple of visitors during our time. Don't know who they were. And yeah, I'm just going to keep doing it. So we'll see. Yeah, tell people if the technical problems will be getting better. So tell anyone who you know who wants to just join in a kind of like, it's quite a casual class because you can dip in and out and I won't know. So I don't have to let you in or anything. So it's quite nice for some people that they feel like they can just go. So yeah, love you too, and see you again soon. Thanks for sticking with me.